So welcome to my latest video, The Secret of Photography in 2 minutes. What's it all about? It's not about camera equipment. It's about your head. So let's get into it and see what it's all about. So what are the secrets to photography? The secrets of photography are something that are incredibly simple, and they're not actually a secret. It's something we all know about, but we just don't give any credence to. So I'm going to try and change your opinion on that. So hopefully these couple of minutes we're going to spend here are going to really help you in your photography going forward. Right? It doesn't matter what camera you use. It doesn't matter what equipment you use. This isn't about any of that. This is about you. This is about how you can change your mindset to create better photographs. So I don't care what equipment you're using. If you're using a phone, it doesn't matter. Photography is about capturing what you want to catch, or what you want to capture, and what you want to show someone. So that's huge, and that's amazing, and that's something most people don't think about. So it often surprises me in workshops you'll be out with clients, and you're talking, they're saying, "Oh man, how can I create a better photograph?" So I say to them, "What do you see? What do you love? What is it that jumps out at you here? What would you love to capture? What's talking to you? What speaks to your heart?" And people look at me like I'm nuts, and I generally try and talk a bit more calmly than that, but you need to connect with here. You need here and here to talk to each other, and then transfer it over into here. Now, if you're thinking about if you're thinking about closing the video and going to something else, don't for a minute, because this makes perfect sense. Right? What's the difference between a good photograph and a great photograph? A good photograph, it's about lighting and things like that, right? So again, you just go at your golden hours and whatnot, whether you're shooting macro, whether you're shooting landscapes or portraits, lovely soft romantic lighting, you can't go wrong to a certain extent. Pick up your camera, go, I'll take a photograph of that, bang, there's your shot, lovely job. Pop it up on social media, everyone loves it. Amazing. What's the difference between a good photograph and a great photograph though? A good photograph is capturing a snapshot like that. A great photograph is telling a story. So the longer you look at it, the more you see. So it's one of those really weird little things. You know, you're telling this whole story in a singular shot. So you have to have clearly defined subjects, and I suppose, you know, when you look at a great photograph, you're flicking down through social media and everything else, and next you see a photograph and say, "Wow, that's nice." And then the more you look at it, the more you see. The more you see, the more you understand. The more a story unravels around the photograph. And that's the point. You want to tell a story. So how can you do that? One of the classical examples I usually tell people in workshops is, we're out on the beach, you're looking at this lovely headland, and maybe the sun is setting over it or whatever else, and you're kind of going, right, how do you tell a story with that? Well, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can just stand there and fire off a shot, as I was saying earlier on, but now you've captured them. You've just captured a snapshot as such. You haven't thought about it, right? You show that to someone else and they say, "Oh my God, that's beautiful," right? Whereas if you stop and think about it and say, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a person exactly what's going on here. So it might be a case of going slightly further back, shooting with a slightly longer focal length in, as a result of going slightly further back, including a bit of the foreground, the beach and whatnot, because now when a person looks at it, they'll say, "Oh, you are standing on the beach. You are taking that photograph. It's a lovely soft sandy beach. It could be a hard rocky beach, you know, the hard rocks in comparison to contrast to the sunset and whatnot. Really cool." But someone now understands a bit more about the environment, about what you were looking at, about what you were thinking. You can wait for a seagull or something to fly past to give you that calm, beautiful kind of a feel to it. Again, telling more of a story. There's birds and whatnot around the place here, or if there's a boat coming, or if there's a person just standing off into the distance looking at the sunset. You have now, in that viewer's mind, you have told them a complete story. They're now looking at that person who is watching the sunset. So they're watching them watching that. And that's cool. You know, that's really, really amazing. And you can do that and capture that in a tiny sliver of time. And it's captured forever. It's not just today or tomorrow. This is something that has been captured forever. So if you take a really good photograph, it's something that's going to stand the test of time. You can go out and you can fire off snapshots all you want and spray and pray, as they say, fire off 400 photographs and you're saying, that's lovely, go on to the next spot. You're not learning, you're not showing someone something because you're not investing the time. You need to invest the time into a photograph. It's one of the big things nowadays. If you look at, going back to film photography now, people had maybe 24, 36, 12 exposures in a roll of film. They didn't just go click, 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 click. They stopped and they thought about it. And when they thought about it, they said, oh, actually, if I take my shot from here rather than there, or maybe from here rather than there, I'm going to get rid of this element in the background, which is distracting. Or, I can help highlight my subject a bit more by moving over here a small bit. That all makes an absolutely massive difference in your photograph. It's showing a person what you want them to see. And that's the trick. And I always say photographers are control freaks. Not alone do we want to control the light, we want to control our depth of field. What we're trying to do is control the way you, the viewer, are thinking. Small, simple things. It's like, even look at this image here right now. As I'm sitting here, I'm shooting this at f2.2 at 50mm now on my camera. So the background isn't distracting you. So if that background was all sharp and in focus, it would be distracting you. Whereas I'm trying to focus you on me while I'm talking to you. I hope it's working, by the way. But the point in all this, as I get distracted again, is you want to tell a story. You need to tell a story. So you really have to connect here and firstly discover what you want to capture. Because if you can't do that, your photographs will never have soul. They'll never have spirit. They're literally just bang, there you go. You can follow all the photography rules and rules of thirds and God and everything else and leading lines and go through all that stuff. But if the photograph means nothing, it's always going to mean nothing. So the most important thing I would say is try and connect with your heart, try and tell a story, try and show someone what you want them to see, right? Really try and get them to feel and to see what you want them to see. Sounds a bit nuts, but it really and truly does work. Light, as I said, and his next big thing, shooting out and golden hours and all the rest of it, going to be absolutely amazing for every genre of photography. The last thing then is subject. And again, people say, oh, my camera, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do anything else. You can, every camera can do this, basically as such. You can vary your depth of field, so how much of your image is going to be in focus. And you can use that to highlight specific parts of your image. So let's say, for argument's sake, you're out shooting, you're taking a photo. I'm standing at the Cliffs of Moher. It's a stunning location in Ireland, right? And if you take a photograph of me, and if you take it so the background is in focus, the foreground is in focus, when you show that photograph to someone, they look at it and say, oh my God, they see the grand view first and they say, wow, that's beautiful, right? And then it's, oh my God, there's Kieran. So they're confused. There's an awful lot, it's kind of like information overload. There is so much going on in the photograph, they don't know where to look. So now the other extreme of that is you can shoot that at maybe f2.8 or something with a shallow depth of field. So you take a photograph of me and I'm standing there and you're kind of going, oh God, that's a lovely portrait of Kieran. Where the hell is he though? What's he doing? Where is he at? What's all the blurred out stuff in the background? So it's the other extreme. What I generally like to do is shoot at maybe f4, f5.6, now depending on your focal length. So it's going to give you your background, which is going to be slightly out of focus. I would then be in focus, let's say as such. So when the person looks at the image, or when you look at the image, what you're going to see is your eye is going to go straight away to me, and it's going to say, right, there he is, that's Kieran, and you're going to go, oh my God, he's at the Cliffs of Moher. God, that's really beautiful. Because the person is going to be drawn towards me because I'm sharp. I'm the distinct subject in the photograph, and then they're going to see everything else afterwards. So again, a good photograph can be a snapshot. Everything is sharp. You're kind of going, oh God, it's a nice photograph. Kieran there in the Cliffs of Moher. I didn't actually see him at the start. A great photograph tells the story. the longer you look at it, the more you see. And I would say you should fall into a photograph. You look at it first, bang, you're directed straight away at what you want, what the photographer wants you to see. And then everything else kind of slowly unravels afterwards, and you see everything else. Now, I'm saying all this to you, and you're kind of going, Jesus, Kieran, your photographs must be amazing. I actually genuinely don't like any of my own photographs, and it's something I'm trying to change, and it's something I haven't liked for quite a while. But when I say I don't like them, I love taking them. I like looking at them, but I wouldn't say, oh my God, they're great photographs. So don't get me wrong, I'm not kind of saying, wow, you should be more like me, because you really shouldn't be more like me. Nobody should ever be more like me. But the point about it being is, every photograph I take, I enjoy taking it. I like looking at them afterwards, but I don't think they're great photographs. Right? So it's because I see the flaws in every photograph I take. I have never taken a photograph that I'm happy with, because I always see something wrong. Maybe I'm hypercritical, I honestly don't know. But I see other photographers working and going, wow, I love that. But I might change this, and I might change that, and I might change the other thing. So I look at everyone else's work in kind of the same way. So as a photographer, we're generally always striving for perfection. If you're not looking for perfection, and if you think you've achieved it, good on you. Just double check it. Have you really? It's like people say they know everything about photography. I don't know everything about photography. I don't think I ever will. I learn something new every day. I work in multiple genres. I work in the commercial side of things, work in fashion. I do newborn photography, do portraits, do landscapes, product photography. And it's, you know, you really are learning something every day. And the person who tells you they know everything about photography actually doesn't realize what they don't know. So it's the other thing. Keep educating yourself. Keep connecting with your images. Look for subjects. Take photographs in great light and tell a story. But really tell a story. Stop for a minute. Take your time. Give the photograph your full attention. Not multiple photographs. One photograph. Really give it your attention and try and create something beautiful. If you can do that, print it and put it in the wall at home. Print the photograph, put it up there, see it every day. You know, it's going to be something you love looking at. And so yeah, that's basically it. That's my thought on it. Connect, spend the time, think about it, approach every photograph like it's vitally important, and you will, or your photography will improve, and you will improve as a photographer. And the other beauty of it is you'll enjoy photography more. There's no big stress, there's no big pressure. You're not going home with a photograph afterwards, you're kind of going, oh God, if only I did this or if only I did that. Hopefully you'll produce the type of image you wanted to produce in the first place, and you're going to go home smiling. So yeah, let me know, was this video beneficial to you? You can tell me in the comments down below. Remember, if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say it. I'm only joking. If you don't have anything nice to say, fire it in there too as well for the crack. I'm always open to suggestions. But if you'd like to see more videos like this, please do let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video too as well. And yeah, see you next time. And see you out there.